Yeah, obviously pleased with the outcome. Second half, obviously way better than the first half. Before we kind of dive into the details, and us Pearls are long-winded, so kind of want to talk about the staff. This circumstance that kind of was put on us with the 2 games of coach not being here. You really got to rely on the guy next to you. It's kind of a next man up mentality, and we have the best staff in the country, and it was very just kind of seamless when this happened. We just knew what we had to do. We just took it in stride, and we knew that we just had to rely on each other as a staff to get our guys ready for these games. Wes Flanagan, one of the best assistant coaches in the country, just does everything. Ira Bowman probably has the hardest job of anyone on the staff, handling the minutes. Because guys think that they should be playing 35 minutes a game, and that's not the case at Auburn. So, dealing with that, he's got incredible relationships with all of our guys. He's an amazing individual workout guy. Just does so many things for our players. Then you go down the bench. Chad Pruitt, does everything for us. On the court and off the court. An incredible basketball mind. Mike Burgomaster, an offensive guru, genius as far as what we do. Does an amazing job. Getting us ready offensively and just kind of coordinating with BP to do what we do on the offensive end. Ian Borders, don't want to call him a video coordinator because he's a coach. Does an amazing job. Marquise Daniels, KT, Harrell, Maddox Jeffries, Coach D, Clark. I could go on for days just talking about how strong our staff is. And it made this, these 2 games so much easier because we were just prepared to take on something like this. So, first half, we were very sloppy offensively, did a really bad job at executing. Their physicality bothered us. We didn't do a good job of handling their ball pressure. We tricked off some easy ones. I think we missed 7 or 8 around the rim early in the first half. Only scoring 32 points against them is not very good. Defensively we were solid but not great. They had 9 offensive rebounds in the first half, which is way too many. We were blocking shots. We had 7 block shots in the first half, and I think we only got 2 of those 50-50 balls, which isn't good. We can't let a team like this, their physicality, bother us, because we're going to play a St. Louis team on Saturday that's way more physical than North Alabama. So it's something that we kind of got to get ready for. But second half, they had 6 points with 12 or 14 minutes into the game. So defensively, we did a really good job of flying around, being aggressive, making plays. They had 1 offensive rebound in the second half. They shoot 27%. They didn't shoot a free throw in the second half. Which says that we did a really good job of guarding without fouling, kind of flying around, making plays, contesting shots, kind of like we wanted to do from the beginning.
Our coach, we can start with a question from Ben Durando.
Hey, Steven, how much did you just sort of want to emphasize at halftime to sort of take advantage of the size advantage a bit more? It seemed like out of the gate in the second half, it was pretty much attack the rim, post up sort of offense.
Yeah, when we were running a lot of our stuff to try and hit cutters at the rim, they were really high up the floor, so our screeners weren't doing a good job of screening. So we made the adjustment in the second half of our screeners stepping up the lane line to try and get bodies on bodies, and we were setting really soft screens. We weren't being very physical. So second half, one of our biggest thoughts was we got to set more physical screens to get open, because they were so sticky on our cutters that if you just set a screen on them, that guy's going to come through open. So first play we run in the second half, Devin comes over, he's wide open, and we get him a layup inside. But we did a good job attacking in the first half. We just did a really bad job finishing. So we wanted to make a concerted effort to get it inside, use our size advantage, and I thought we did a pretty good job of attacking the rim. In the second half, we shoot 12 free throws, go 10 for 12 from the line. So did a better job of attacking the rim and converting.
All right, next up is Justin Ferguson.
Steven, what did you think the key to the defensive performance was tonight for y'all?
What do I think the key was?
Yeah.
I think just our activity. One of the things that we wanted to do was keep bodies on bodies. We did a lot of switching on the perimeter, and the reason why we do that is because we didn't want them to get any 3 balls. So we weren't worried about matchups. So if they wanted to drive one of our bigger guys, that's fine because we'll just block the shot at the rim. We just did a bad job in the first half of gobbling up those 50-50 balls. So, defensively, switching really bothers a lot of teams, and we did a good bit of that in the second half. And, our activity level is really good. If we didn't block a shot, we contested a shot, and guys did a much better job in the second half of crashing down and getting those rebounds, getting those 50-50 balls. And then we were able to get out in transition. And I thought we made better decisions in the second half in transition. In the first half, we had some airhead, turnovers in transition, which we can't do. We got to be better at that. We turned it over 10 times tonight. I think we had like 6 in the first half. So got to do a better job of not turning it over. But defensively, I thought we just flew around, had great activity. Our size and length is going to be huge for us all year, and we got to do a good job of using that. And then, the quickness of our guards, getting in there, stripping and ripping and making plays, making extra efforts, I thought was really important tonight.
Great. Brian Matthews.
Hi, Steven. How important has the efficiency of the 2 point guards been just tonight and in the last several games? I think Wendell was 6 and 1 turnover night. Zep came into the game leading the nation in assist turnover ratio.
Yeah, I think so. It was he played 25 minutes tonight. I think Zep's gone 128 minutes and has had 2 turnovers in 128 minutes. I mean, find someone else in the country who's done that. I don't know if that's some sort of record, but and then Wendell's doing a much better job facilitating the ball. He had 1 bad turnover, trying to make a fancy pass, but he had 6 great assists. So it's huge for us. You look at our Final Four year when we had Javon and Jared out there together at 1 and 2. Having 2 point guards out there makes you really hard to guard because it's when you spread the floor with multiple ball handlers. If you have KD, Zep, and Wendell out there together, you can just kind of play dribble drive and attack. So having 2 guys in Wendell and Zep who make good decisions with the ball, who really don't turn it over. Wendell's done a much better job over the last couple of games of cutting his turnovers down. Obviously, Zep hasn't turned the ball over in a few weeks now. So having those guys out there to be able to attack the defense is really important. They didn't do a great job, though, of getting downhill. Now, Wendell in the second half did a much better job of attacking, getting his shoulder lowered, and attacking downhill and getting by his man. We danced with it a little bit too much in the first half. But second half, I thought we did a much better job of really turning corners. They put their hands on us. We got fouls. We got to the free throw line. So second half, I thought they made a really good adjustment by being able to turn those corners.
Mark Murphy.
Yeah, Steven, talk about Jalen, how he's doing, and when he might be back. It also looked like Devin continues to play real efficient basketball.
Yeah, Jalen, had a little turf toe issue going into this week after the game in Atlanta. I think he got out of his boot today, and I'd imagine we'll get him a workout in tomorrow or the next day. And hopefully, he'll be good to go. We kind of kept him out of an abundance of caution just to, be careful. Obviously, Chris Moore can play some 4 for us in a pinch, and that's part of our depth. We got 11, soon to be 12 guys that can play out there. So, when a guy, is a little beat up, we don't have to, necessarily play him because we have multiple guys that can play in multiple positions and be able to give him a little bit of rest. So, I think if Jalen really wanted to play tonight, he probably could have. But, we didn't want to rush him back. We didn't want to injure that thing any more than it already was. So, hopefully get him back and get him some workouts in this week leading up to St. Louis, and kind of go from there. And then Devin, yeah. So he's been great. 4 for 5, 3 for 4 from the line, 5 rebounds, 13 points. And he's not turning the ball over. He turned it over once today. The biggest thing that me and Ira get on him for is he's got to rebound more. First half, he made no runs to the offensive glass. Second half, I think he had 5 rebounds in the second half. So did a much better job rebounding. His biggest thing is he's taking open shots, right? He's running the ball. He's running the court in transition, getting lobs, getting feeds at the rim. So he's got to be a 3-and-D guy. Make open shots, which he did tonight, 2 for 2, and then just run hard in transition. Doesn't have to be too complicated. He's got to be a less is more type of guy. And when Devin simplifies what he does, he's incredibly effective, incredibly efficient. He's probably our second best plus-minus guy tonight besides Wendell. From what I'm looking at is plus 26. I don't know if that's accurate, but he was really efficient, did a really good job. And when Devin gets locked in on something like that, he can be really, really effective for us. And I'm glad he's kind of figuring that out right now.
So we got time for maybe two more. First up's New Bias Wilbur.
Hey, Steven, how's it going, man?
Good. How you doing?
I'm good, man. Glad to be here, brother. First of all, saw you take the pictures after the game. Who gets the game ball? And then what does this mean to you, just getting, first coaching win at the D1 level for you? I know it's just one game, but still.
Yeah, I'm not sure who gets the game ball. I don't even know where the game ball is, honestly. But obviously that'd be a nice little token to have. 1-0 is pretty cool. Me and Wes are now tied for Auburn head basketball coaching history. But I think my overall head coaching record is better than Coach Flanagan. So I may go down as the winningest or the highest percentage basketball coach in college basketball history if I don't coach another game. So that's really exciting. But no, it was really cool. 34 years old. This is all I've done my entire life. This is all I've known. Growing up in it as a little kid, looking up to BP's players as like my older brothers, going on road trips, going out to eat with those guys, and then playing at Tennessee, being a part of that, and then obviously being on the coaching side of things. It's a dream come true to be able to coach at this level. A lot of people in this profession don't ever get that opportunity, so it's a blessing. And we had a lot of fun with it. First half was a little frustrating. I was afraid that BP was going to break the rule and find a way to get in touch with me and tell me how bad of a job I was doing, but thankfully he didn't. And no, second half our guys responded, and they did a good job. So it was a lot of fun.
And we'll do one more from Jordan Hill.
Steven, kind of on that note, have you talked to your dad yet? If you have, what did he have to say? And if not, what's your expectation if you haven't heard from him?
Well, by rule, we're not allowed to speak to him until midnight tonight. The NCAA rule says that midnight last night to midnight tonight, there's absolutely no contact or communication. So I have not spoken with him, and I probably won't speak to him until maybe he calls me at midnight tonight. That I wouldn't put it by him. But I think a lot of the things that we talked about, our execution in the first half just not being very good, kind of slopping through stuff. Defensively, obviously we did a good job. He'll be pleased with our effort defensively, but then offensively we got a lot of we'd been playing really well offensively leading up to this game, so it's a little disappointing that we didn't continue to play well. But all things that we can definitely improve on and fix moving forward, but we got to be able to make those adjustments because we're going to play physical teams like this, more physical teams like this moving forward. We got to be able to handle that ball pressure against some of the better teams in our league.